Thank you very much, Ms. Zia, and certainly you brought forward the sentiment and emotion that many of us feel about this great city. And it's great in this celebration that that sentiment and emotion comes out in a very expressive form, as you did through Nowruz and the Persian community here today. Thank you so much for your words. And next, I would like to bring up Mr.
Well, you know, Mr. Weezer, I do have members that want. You want to let your colleagues go?
If they would wish to speak now, we have a couple of more speakers. If they want to go now or after, that's fine. Either
okay,
way.
Then I just want to make sure that they don't throw things at me, but they have agreed to go after your speakers.
Thank you very much.
They're nice today.
Well, they certainly wouldn't throw these beautiful flowers at you, Mr. President. But next, I would like to bring up Mr. Larry Adamson, who is the current CEO of the Midnight Mission. The Midnight Mission, as we all know, has served the disadvantage of Los Angeles for over 100 years. It is the oldest continuously operating human service organization in Los Angeles, and for that, they should be commended. They have served over 1 million meals to the homeless population and have turned around countless lives. Midnight Mission service includes a 12-step recovery program, job training, as well as education and work programs. These services offer a compassionate bridge to productive lives for hundreds of thousands in the Los Angeles area. This year, the Midnight Mission will be serving lunch to the residents of Skid Row in lieu of serving lunch to members of today's event. Please welcome Larry Adamson from the Midnight Mission.
Thank you.
Good to see you again.
Mr. President, members of the council, I'm Larry Adamson, the current CEO, and after 19 years, I'm going to be retiring, but I did want to be here today with probably some of our greatest supporters standing with me here to say to all of you that Nowruz is more to the Iranian people than just a celebration of a new year. One of its fundamental principles is to give back and to build stronger communities. And today, if you can join us anytime between 3 and 6 in Skid Row at Ground Zero, they will be demonstrating firsthand their commitment to building stronger communities. When we close down 6th Street and cause traffic problems, when we close down 6th Street and we have our Nowruz celebration for those who are, in fact, less fortunate among us, and in fact, the least fortunate among us here, our homeless population of Los Angeles. We turn to them and we say to them, God bless you for building stronger communities, whether it be your original homeland or here in Los Angeles. Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. And thank you for your 19 years of service.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Larry, for your work and for all the work that the Midnight Mission does here and throughout the region. We really, really appreciate it. And at this moment, before I introduce the next speaker, I'd like to take a moment to commend and remember one of my longtime friends and a friend of the city of Los Angeles, one of the founders of the Nowruz Foundation, Mr. Ezzat Delajani, who passed away a few years ago. His son, Sharam, is here with us today, as well as his wife and his daughter, who are here. Let's welcome to these council chambers. Thank you so much. Michael could not be with us here today, but this really continues the legacy of giving back, as was mentioned by Mr. Adamson. A dozen years ago, Mr. Delajani had a vision. His vision was to make the Nowruz celebration worldwide. He started implementing his vision with personally founding and financing the Nowruz Foundation and held the first Nowruz celebration ever in these chambers. Today, after more than a decade of celebrating this event here in this wonderful chamber, I am happy to announce that this event is celebrated all throughout the United States, from New York and Washington, D.C., to Houston and Dallas, and from San Francisco and Sacramento to Irvine and San Diego. And for that, we shall all remember visionaries like Ezzat Delajani, who cared about the city and will always be remembered as messengers of diversity, tolerance, and humanity. May God bless him. Thank you very much. Our next speaker is Poria. I should know that. I used to call you by your last name, Mr. Abbasi, which is much simpler to pronounce. Poria is the former general manager of the Los Angeles Convention Center, no stranger to these chambers and to the city of Los Angeles. He is a current senior vice president and regional executive director of Phoenix Houses of California, as well as a board member for the Nowruz Foundation. He will make a few comments in Farsi, the native language of Iran, for the Farsi-speaking audience of this program that is being televised. Welcome back, and Mr. Abbasi, before you come up, I want to acknowledge the work you did at the Convention Center when you were the general manager. You did a phenomenal job in turning that place around, making the books more transparent and accountable to the public. Thank you so much for the work you've done for the City of Los Angeles, and welcome back.
Welcome, old friend. Welcome back.
Thank you. Dear friends, members of the Los Angeles City Council, elected officials. Once again, you have honored our community through your recognition of Nowruz, this most benevolent symbol of our heritage, history, culture, and our hopes and aspirations. What you started in these sacred chambers 13 years ago now has been adopted in multiple city halls and state capitals all around our nation, including the halls of Congress. Thank you for recognizing the strength of understanding, the energy of appreciating diversity, and the collective gains of the Los Angeles communities when we purposefully and willfully value the differences among us. Through your actions, you've made all of us so very proud to be Angelenos. Last night, I asked Kian and Kimia, my son and daughter, as to what Nowruz means to them. This is what they shared with me, and they asked me to share with you. Nowruz is a celebration of all the good in nature and all that is right in humankind. It reminds us of not only the hope, but the fact that after a cold winter of discontent and a year with its share of calamity and difficulty, for so many people, every Nowruz, every year, we have the hope of making things better. This is what you, the Los Angeles City Council, have done, allowing a 16-year-old and a 13-year-old, both born and raised here in Los Angeles, and so many like them from so many backgrounds and cultures, find a connection and pride in their own heritage, and to translate that pride in making Los Angeles an even greater metropolis, a city of hope where every day can and is Nowruz. You indeed deserve our gratitude and certainly a round of applause. May we all be blessed with health, love, and peace in the coming year, and may we all have ample opportunity to show and practice much care and compassion in the new year. As this program is being broadcast worldwide to many Farsi-speaking nations around the world, with the President's permission, I would like to say a few words in Farsi. Thank you. از جانب شهرداری و شهروندان شهر لس آنجلس، نوروز باستانی را به تمامی مردمان، به ویژه پارسیان در سرتاسر جهان تبریک گفته، آرزوی سالی مملو از آشتی، صلح، عشق و صفا را برای همگان داریم. نوروزتان پیروز. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, old friend.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have a resolution we'd like to present at the end of the ceremony. If you could call on our colleagues, that'd be great.
All right, and I'll do that in just a second. I do want us to take a moment to acknowledge our former colleague, Tony Cardenas, who I think was a driving force behind this celebration. And we're also extremely proud of you, Mr. Wisar, for picking up the banner and having Nowruz celebrations that are every bit as phenomenal as Mr. Cardenas' was. I personally want to give a debt of gratitude to the Persian American community, not only for all that you do for the great city of Los Angeles, but I have personal reasons. I want to thank the Baruchine family. I've got mom and dad. Could you wave, Mom? I want people wave. They are the mom and dad of Jordan Baruchine, who works for me. Jordan is a very important person in my office where it relates to planning. And a lot of you don't understand that there's a short guy, my height, standing, Mr. Wisar, to your left with glasses on. Used to wear a tam, who's been one of my best friends and who has played a very influential role in my career, and that's Maury, and it's so good to see you again. Everybody, let's give Maury, he's with L.A. County, a round of applause. He's a phenomenal young man, a phenomenal friend. and a snazzy dresser. With that said, I'd like to recognize Mr. David Roop.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise in celebration of Nowruz, the Persian New Year, which marks the beginning of spring, which usually occurs on March 21st or a day before or a day after, depending on where it's observed. But I also want to acknowledge that Nowruz is not just a Persian celebration, but it's also celebrated by many people from all around the world, including the Balkans, South, West, and Central Asia. This is a time when friends and family gather and visit, eat traditional Persian food around the traditional Hafsin table. Hopefully I said that right. And the Persian community is strong and vibrant in the United States. They are 1.5 million strong, with nearly half of them living in the Los Angeles area. Based on the 2000 U.S. Census, 51% have attained bachelor degrees, with 1 in 4 holding a master's or doctoral degree, which is the highest rate among all ethnic groups. Per the Small Business Administration, yeah. My parents would be proud. Per the Small Business Administration, Iranians are the top 20 immigrant groups with the highest rate of business ownership, contributing substantially to our economy. But more personally, as an immigrant myself, I feel akin to the Iranian-American community. Its rich culture, heritage, history, family, struggle, and the hard work ethic. I am proud to support the Iranian-American community and be called a friend. And lastly, I'd like to recognize a special and also proud Iranian-American who serves on my staff, Nikki Azari. Nikki, who is a City Hall veteran and is joined here today by her two sons. You guys could stand. Her parents, her sister who is expecting, and her sister's in-laws who flew in from Iran just to see the baby. Thank you, and thank you for joining us.
Mr. Bloomingfield.
Nowruz Piruz. It is a pleasure to join in the celebration and to wish everybody a happy Nowruz. I'm just thrilled about it. It's a special holiday of service, of renewal. And I wanted to especially acknowledge that it is, as was said, there are Iranian Americans throughout Los Angeles and all the way out in my district. And I want to acknowledge a couple of folks who've come out because I have a very large population, Persian population out in the West Valley, particularly in Woodland Hills and Tarzana. And especially when folks make the hour-and-a-half trip from there to come here, I want to give them special acknowledgement. But more importantly, because we have with us a number of leaders in the Persian community. So I want to acknowledge the Ardelans and ask Barbara and John to stand up. As well as Nadir, Rafi, where's Nadir? As well, Nadir's over there. I recognize them because they have really been part of the community and part of the leadership. And in particular, I want to say about John, Jose, you talked about folks being part of the city family. Well, John has been part of the city family for 20 years, was one of the first Iranian plan check engineers in the City of Los Angeles Department of Building and Safety. And then he's gone on to be a businessman, community activist, and he and Barbara are stellar parts of the community. And then the mayor mentioned how a number of the Persian community have gone on in the entertainment industry. And Nadir is a perfect example of that. He's appeared in dozens of films, received a degree in cinema and television from Cal State Long Beach, has been a newscaster and director for Iranian TV, and is currently the owner of Omid Iran TV, where he and John have a show. In fact, it was my pleasure to be on that show just last week. And that's a show where they're able to work to empower Iranian Americans by raising awareness of the issues that surround us every day, as well as the issues in our local community. So I want to thank them for being here, thank all of you for being here. This is a wonderful celebration. And just say, Nowruz Mubarak.
Mr. O'Farrell.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also rise just to, It's such a pleasure to experience the joy of Nowruz, and that it's a shared celebration now, a shared cultural event, not just citywide, but nationwide. So thank you, Council Members Koretz and Huizar, for bringing this wonderful celebration to City Hall today. And whoever made these bouquets of flowers, wow, thank you so much. They're just lovely. I also want to acknowledge on my staff a member who is a planner in my office of Iranian descent, and that is Amy Ablakat. Amy, where are you? Right here. Again, thank you, and a happy Iranian New Year. Thank you.
Mr. Krikorian.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President, and happy Nowruz, everyone. As the first Armenian American ever elected to office in the city of Los Angeles, I think it's time that I speak on behalf of all Armenians and forgive the Persian community for defeating us in 451 at the Battle of Avaraj. But, of course, the common history of the Armenian people and the Persian people has been rich. We have such a shared experience, and Iran has been a place of refuge for so many from a troubled part of the world. And in the aftermath of the Armenian genocide, of course, Iran was the place that so many found peace and found escape. But throughout the centuries, Iran has been a place that welcomed so many communities, including that of my own heritage. So I think for that reason, we all share in the joy of Nowruz. The fact that so many of the Armenian Americans of Los Angeles came to this country from Iran is another reason. But I think all of us, regardless of our background, can share in the significance of this holiday and its confirmation of the miracle of renewal. The fact that no matter how dark the winter, no matter how bleak things may be, spring always follows. And that's what Nowruz really stands for, I think, for so many of us. And I was moved when Sunny Zia was speaking about those dark days of the 1980s, because I well remember that time when I was a student at USC, along with so many Iranian students who were there with us. And I remember standing with those students when they were subjected to hate crimes and attacks for no reason other than their name and their ethnicity. And it was a horrible time. And we continue to experience some of that in our country today, when we have presidential candidates who are talking about excluding Muslims from this country. We still have a time of inexcusable hatred. And yet this country, as Ms. Zia also said...
Hold on, Mr. Krikorian. I'm not going to tolerate any disturbances. If you continue, I will remove you from the chambers. I'm so sorry, Mr. Krikorian.
No, thank
continue.
you, Mr. President. Those comments are very well taken, and I welcome them. Thank you. We are a country where dreams can happen, and that's why in the aftermath of those dark days, spring very much has come, I think, for the Iranian community here in Los Angeles. Just last month, the first Iranian-American ambassador of the United States of America was sworn in by President Obama when Aziz Araji took that position to represent this country in international diplomacy in Sweden. So how far have we come from a time when Iranian Americans were subjected to hate crimes to a place where an Iranian American speaks for the President of the United States in foreign diplomacy? That really, to me, is a sign of renewal and of spring. I also want to recognize, take this moment to recognize Dr. Armand Agakanian over here, who is a member of the Burbank Unified School Board of Trustees and Iranian Armenian, and another indication of the success that this community has had. And I want to say finally in closing, Tom, every time I used to recognize Nikki as a member of my staff, Tom Labange used to say, yeah, but I had her first. So I just want to say to Councilmember Ryu, you made a wise choice, but I also want to recognize Nikki for her contributions to this city. And I want to say, too, that I have entrusted my entire political career to 2 consecutive chiefs of staff who were born in Iran. My current chief of staff, Irina Bernosian, and my previous chief of staff, who next Monday will be celebrating Nowruz in the state capital because he is now Adrien Nazarian, the first Iranian-born member of the California State Legislature, and will be leading the Nowruz ceremony in the state capital. So, happy Nowruz, everyone.
Well said, Mr. Krikorian. Well said. Mr. Huizar, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Mr. Koretz had a few words to say before we close.
Oh, I just wanted to acknowledge my Persian Community Deputy and Westwood Field Deputy, Jasmine Shamolian, who is here with her family. And I also want to acknowledge my good friend Joe Shushani, Beverly Hills Commissioner.
Well, thank you very much, and certainly it's a celebratory mood in here, and we want to acknowledge not only this new year, but again, all the contributions that Persians have made to the city of Los Angeles. It's always a great moment when we come to these chambers and acknowledge this, but it also reminds us of the great foundation upon which this city was built, its diversity, and to celebrate how it continues to open doors and be a city of opportunity for people from throughout the world. And on this special day, on behalf of the city of Los Angeles, we want to express our gratitude to the Persian American community here in the city of Los Angeles. Thank you so much for your contributions, and happy Nowruz.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Thank you. Let's give one more round of applause. Thank you all for what you've done. Thank you all for coming out. Maury, it's such a treat to see you today. Madam Clerk, I think we need to reconsider an item.
Yes, item 1AJ for reconsideration.
Okay, let's vote on reconsideration. Let's open the roll, close the roll, tabulate the vote. 15 ayes. Okay, we'll continue that. How long, Madam Clerk?
Yes, there's a request to continue it for 60 days to May 17th.
Okay, that brings us where?
To general public comment.
Can you make that out?
The last name now. When would it be?
Okay, when things quiet a bit, we'll go into the general public comment. Hey, sweet Alice, good to see you. Thanks for spending time with us today, the great sweet Alice from Watts. I'm looking for, I think it's maybe it's a Kazul. Last name begins with the B, a member of CCEA. Please come forward to the center mic. And we also have a Melanie. I cannot make out the last name. Gail. Wendy Harris. Just start making your way. Just wait. I'm going to wait till it gets quiet. Okay, now as we exit, could we please be quiet? Shh.